This is the Park Kitty Kid 76 here. In this video, I will discuss my review of some of yesterday's big events will be none other than Super Bowl 50. I know that some viewers are watching the NFL for Super Bowl 50 on TV, while everyone can watch it in the comfort of your home or somewhere at the stadium to see the whole Super Bowl game. And during Super Bowl, there's a halftime show performances, while after the Panthers and the Broncos are playing. And who's going to win the championship for our Super Bowl 50? Well, you'll find out later in this video. But right now, I will read the plot from Wikipedia. Super Bowl 50 was an American game to determine the champion for the National Football League, NFL, for the 2015 season. An American Football Conference AFC champion Denver Broncos and the National Football Conference NFC champion Carolina Panthers to earn their third Super Bowl title. The game was played on February 7, 2016, which is yesterday, at Levi Stadium in the San Francisco Bay Area at Santa Clara, California. As this was the 50th Super Bowl, the league emphasized the golden anniversary with various gold-themed initiatives, as well as temporarily suspending the tradition of naming each Super Bowl game will be Roman numerals, which will known as Super Bowl L, so that logo could prominently feature the Arab numerals 50. The Panthers finished the regular season with a 15-1 record, racking up the league's top offense, and quarterback Cam Newton was named the NFL Most Valuable Player MVP. They defeated the Arizona Cardinals 45-15 in the NFC Championship game and advanced to their second Super Bowl appearance since the franchise was founded in 1995. The Broncos finished the regular season with a 12-4 record thanks to having the league's top defense despite the struggles and starting quarterback Peyton Manning, and defeated the defending Super Bowl championship New England Patriots 2018 in the AFC Championship game. They joined the Patriots, Dallas Cowboys, and Pittsburgh Steelers as one of the 4 teams that have made 8 appearances in the Super Bowl. The Broncos took an early lead in Super Bowl 50 and never trailed. Newton was limited by Denver's defense, and which registered 7 sacks and forced him into 3 turnovers, including a fumble, which they recovered by the touchdown. Denver linebacker Von Miller was named Super Bowl MVP. Miller recorded 5 solo tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles in the game. CBS broadcast Super Bowl 50 in the U.S., an average of $5 million for the 30-second commercial during the game. The Super Bowl 50 halftime show was headlined by the British rock group Coldplay, with special guest performers Beyoncé and Bruno Mars, which headlined the Super Bowl 47 and Super Bowl 48 halftime shows, respectively. It was the 3rd most watched U.S. broadcast ever, with 111.9 million viewers. Now I will switch over to the computer screen recorder to show the results of yesterday's Super Bowl 50. So stand by. Okay, I'm on screen recording right now. Now let's check what yesterday's Super Bowl 50 will be. Yep, the ones I see it last night is Carolina Panthers 10 and the Denver Broncos 24. So yesterday, the winning championship for the Super Bowl 50 is Denver Broncos. Yep. So, let me just check the logo for just a second. See how cool is this? We might be a little bit bigger on it. Oh well. Yeah, Super Bowl 50. So yesterday was February 7th of this year at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, near to San Francisco. The MVP is linebacker Von Miller, and the national anthem sung by Lady Gaga, and the coin toss was legendary quarterback Joe Montana, and a halftime show performance by Coldplay featuring Beyoncé and Bruno Mars with Mark Ronson, and it was aired on CBS, and these are some announcers, Nielsen ratings, and more other things. So, let me go over to this, the plot here, where it's the beginning of this one. If you could read this thing out. And here are the 2015 Carolina Panthers season. Yep, that's Carolina Panthers. And look what the color they pick. Color white and alternate. if you want to pick the color from the jersey. There are 2015 draft class from this thing, which is the Carolina Panthers. The round, the selection, the players, the position, and the college. And then there are some other things there. And then there's the staffs and the final roster and schedules for the 2015 NFL regular season for the Panthers and all other players on that and the teams. Here's the weather, the whole regular season, the whole week of this, every Sunday, you know, whatever you want to do that. And I guess that will be it for this one. So if I could go scroll back very quickly, that I did. And now for the Denver Broncos, which is 2015 Denver Broncos season. As you can even pick whatever you decide to do that. Where this says color, which is orange, white, and alternative. Where the dark blue. Yep, they're all different colors for the NFL jersey or whatever the color will be. So there are the coaching challenges or coaching changes, whatever, and some other things. If you want to read this thing, you know, there are the positions, players, tags, 2015 team, and notes there. And there are signings. And then our departures, if you could do that too. The trades and the draft. You could see the draft right in this the NFL. And then on undrafted free agents and whatever didn't draft that. The suspensions, the injuries, or whatever. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because if you want to read in Wikipedia, and there's the schedule for the preseason, which is 4 weeks of the preseason NFL, and then for the regular season, a whole 17 weeks of this game, and the postseason will be Wild Card, Division, AFC Champs, and Super Bowl 50. So, I can't even decide what yesterday's winning for the Super Bowl championship might be with the Broncos. And I know that some people ask about this, who's going to win for this one, and then everybody's excited and everywhere you've been think of. So, that will be in a valuable things. So yeah, too much description for that, you know. If you want to read this, is on a Wikipedia page. The AFC champs. This is the AFC, and this is the NFC. Hold the season of that games, and well, we're not going to discuss that, but I refuse to do that. So, let me go over to the playoffs, 2015-2016 season. Yep, these are the brackets. January 10th would be the Packers and the Redskins. And the Seahawks and the Vikings. And on January 9th, Chiefs and the Texans. And January 9th, Steelers and the Bengals. And on last month, January 16th, the Packers and the Cardinals. And on the 17th, the Seahawks and the Panthers, as well as Chiefs and the Patriots, and the Steelers and the Broncos. Like I said, they're all this thing. The stadium will be and that. Well, I'm not going to do this thing. And now for the NFC champs and the AFC champs. But this is the wild card, and this is the divisional playoffs, NFC and AFC. Now for the NFC champs on January 24th, the Cardinals and the Panthers. And on AFC champs, the Patriots, and the Broncos. And by the last NFL game will be the Panthers that I already saw, and the Broncos, which is 24, leads up to that thing with the Carolina Panthers. At the Levi Stadium, well, everything goes on to this one, so if you want to read the television coverage, you could do that, and for some NFL playoff schedules and things like that, and no other question about some of their explanation of all of others, the descriptions. And we are expecting to have one more thing and all set. So yeah, same thing as this. Will it be great? So the pre-game notes, if you want to read the whole descriptions, and there's team, faculties, marketing, Super Bowl week events, and a whole thing. The broadcast, if you want to read this thing. Oh, international broadcasters: Austria, Australia, Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, Switzerland. They're all other countries could watch the entire Super Bowl games. And the radio coverage, Westwood One, like I already heard on the radio, besides the TV, is let I watch it. And some local market coverage and things like that. And there's entertainment, the pregame, the halftime shows, and that's all that. So, you know, the box scores, if you want to do this thing, the quarter, the time, the plays, yards at top, where it says drive. They're all their scores on that. So, and the whole thing on this again. The individual status, if you want to read that thing on that, and their starting lineups. And there are officials and the criticism, and that's just about it. So, no question about this team. Will it be about this whole things through that on yesterday's game? So, and that will be it for the Super Bowl 50 on the Wikipedia. But now on to the next one, where it says NFL.com. So, this is the one I see it. This the entire one about this what's going on around the team, where it says on this NFL Super Bowl 50. And the ones I see it this time, the winning championship of the Broncos 24 and the Panthers 10. So that's all there is to it. And you know, you can see the latest headlines and around the NFL, whatever things on that thing too. Now let's go over to the Super Bowl 50, where Peyton Manning is grabbing the Lombardi Trophy. The one's the same thing. He got the first trophy of the Colts back in 2007. And I believe that we thought of this thing a whole through things ever of mine. If you want to read then on that, if you want to play a video, you could watch the entire game as well. So Peyton Manning's legacy. If you want to watch the video of that, just go to this site on that. And let's see, that thing's right there where you can tell whole thing on that. If you want to do this thing, yep. Like I said, Broncos 24 and Panthers 10. You don't mind if I pause that thing? Yep, the Super Bowl recap. And here are the team leaders. And here are this another one. And you could shop on the NFL store, or probably if you want to get some of their caps or the jerseys and whatever you enjoyed this thing. So I enjoy it a lot because it's a celebration of mine. So let's go to analyze. This is our box score right there, where it says Panthers on it, as well as the Broncos, if you bear in mind. So all we need is this one, if you want to read it, just that thing, precise the thing. And you go to the discuss. If you want to discuss the thing, if you write in on the social networks if you want, and on videos, if you want to see the whole clips from the yesterday's game, so the winning of this thing. Okay, so let me go back right now, and if you want to go to this the scores, if you want to do this, or standings or stats, whatever the game I'll be watching, yep, that's the thing. If you want to read the whole status of that, just watch the game. And these are the teams, you know, the teams of this thing, the AFL East and the NFC, whatever you decide to make in a game. And then the shop, you know, it's what we get: the T-shirts, the caps, the towels, and Blu-ray. If you want to get these in the entire NFL store, whatever. And let's go back again. Yeah. Just for the moment, if you decide to well, we got this the entire one, so I don't take much time for that. So, and here are the stats. You know, the stats of this game, the players, the history and rules and team info. And to watch games, you can hear on the radio or about this. Where you could pick Sirius XM, NFL Radio, and Westwood One, and tune in. And there are mobiles where you find in NFL Mobile from Verizon and some other live streams right there. You could check it out. And here are the tickets. You could see Super Bowl tickets, NFL Ticket Exchange, and all that. These are the teams, and that's all we need. And here are this my fantasy. If you want to sign up for the fantasy, here are the games and news and research, a whole few things on that thing. So anything else is what we got to this team. So bear with me. If you want to read this thing, it says, for example, here are the clips from this thing. So let me just thinking about the way I try to do so, where it tells exactly what we saw here. Coldplay opened Super Bowl 50 halftime show. If you want to watch the video of the entire show performance, they're on the NFL.com. Yeah, I don't want to go through this thing, you know. Well, as much as we are, making it possible. And the Pro Football Hall of Fame or some, well, if you want to do this. Okay, the last one will be, I believe, photo gallery from yesterday's game. Those are the photos where it takes some of their photo galleries, like Super Bowl 50, the halftime show performance, the Super Bowl around town, run, row, portraits, and all that thing. There's Cam Newton, and there's cheerleaders, or you know, whatever you decide to pick some. Yeah, what a rush. Yeah, Super Bowl opening night and the best of 2015 Sunday, Championship Sunday, and the latest galleries. If you want to pick this to see the winning championship of the Super Bowl 50, will be the Broncos, and all about it now. If you want to click here, yep, the second time that Peyton Manning grabbed the Lombardi Trophy for the Broncos, after he got the first time he picked the Lombardi Trophy for the Colts in 2007. Let's see on this one. You know, he grabbed the Gatorade and he got the towel and he kissed the trophies, and you know, the legendary quarterback John Elway grabbed his trophy on it. Well, you can see whatever he was, but John Elway used to play the Denver Broncos quarterback from the 80s, you know. Yeah, there's quarterback Cam Newton. Yeah, he lost the game. Yeah, there's Von Miller, Luis Vasquez, Ryan Harris, and Evan Mathis taking the picture on that. Peyton Manning and C.J. Anderson. And then there's Super Bowl 50 celebration. And then there's Cam Newton. And this is the Lombardi Trophy that he got here. If you want to see the entire photos of yesterday's Super Bowl 50, just go check out NFL.com where you can see the whole recaps of this final NFL season. Yep, I guess there's all there is to say about the entire NFL game or something in my thoughts here. So, oh, in case I forgot one thing, let's go to Yahoo to see Super Bowl 50. This is the Super Bowl 50, which is yesterday. And here the final score will be Broncos 24 and the Panthers 10. And the MVP, linebacker Von Miller for the Broncos. The TVs, the locations, the halftime show performers, the official websites, the whole thing through this, the entire information on it. Now let's go see what the news for the Super Bowl. If you go to this one, for example, if you want to see the video of this entire Super Bowl recap on this thing, you can see right there, for example, Peyton Manning, Dodgers retirement or something, or you know, after he decided to play the 18th years of this team. And there's some descriptions if you want to read it. And here's the all-time record Super Bowl audiences and all that thing. So that's all there is to say if you want to read this thing. So, and for this Wired news, if you want to go ahead and take a look, there are Wired.com. If you want to read this thing, for example, well, you know, yeah, it's been a time for that thing. If you want to see the entire, oh, for example, ads, you know, for the Super Bowl commercials, and that's pretty much about this thing. If you want to see the entire description of this thing also, well, these are the Super Bowl commercials in it, you know, whatever they were saying. Yeah, you see it on this one, the ones that we saw it on television for the Super Bowl commercial. And some of this Super Bowl chatters, you know, Bloomberg, and some of this, let's go to news image. Yeah, these are this Super Bowl images right there, the news image right there, if you want to do this thing. Yeah, I just don't feel like the way it was again. And some of the whole news to this thing, if you want to read this out, you know. So let's go back and do some other things there. And here's the NFL.com, the ones I already saw it, to show this the entire recap for the Super Bowl 50, like I said. But now let's go over to Super Bowl 50 image results for just a second. These are the Super Bowl 50 logos and all kinds of things through that, where you can see the entire cool picture. The NFL logo used for Super Bowl 50 and all these things there, as soon as we gathered here for this one also, and whatever you want to say. This is the entire explanation for this game, and here, for example, this is the Super Bowl tableware, you know, where the plates, the napkins, and all that, you know. Just made an example of this thing. And all these pictures on it if you want to do that. Here's one I never seen it right there, where it says golden shoes. There might be for Super Bowl 50 every time, and I guess there is. And one more thing here, and then we see, and this other explanation for this game, where you see there, and then a whole parts of that. There's Cam Newton on that, and then there's confetti flyers right into this the celebration where they did Super Bowl 50, and then the other things, you know, if you decide to give it a better chance on that. Yep, I don't feel like this is the way I try to do the whole circulation of this thing. And if you want to see the entire image for this Super Bowl 50, just go check this out. This is an amazing things I ever reclaimed, and well, get in the gear. And let's go over to the best of 2016 Super Bowl media night. So that was last night. So yep, like I always said it before, there's Peyton Manning on the conference room for the right before the game for the Super Bowl 50, and the other one right there, Peyton Manning shake his hand for this one. Then there's John Elway interviewing, and Peyton Manning was interviewed about this thing, the whole conference rooms and the crews. And then there's Cam Newton introduced the opening night. And then there's Miss Universe Pia Alonso, the Miss Philippines, taking a selfies. And Carolina Panthers quarterback Cam Newton and Jonathan Stewart poses on the selfies also. There's Peyton Manning again. And then there's Miss Universe once again. There's Broncos head coach Gary Kubiak. And then there's Cam Newton and Jon Stewart taking a selfies again. And then there's the Denver Broncos arrive at the SAP Center during opening night. There's John Elway again. There's Peyton Manning once again. And then there's Inside Edition interview with Miss Philippines, the one who wins the Miss Universe, where they date the finalists from Miss Colombia. And the last one was Peyton Manning and Emmanuel Sanders taking a selfie. Well, you know, I guess just about it right now. Now let's go back to this one and see what we saw. You could read the whole through things on ESPN website, the CBS Sports website, and CNN Money website. And for the last one, this will be Super Bowl 50 video results, where you can see the whole video of this thing. There's the halftime performance, and then there's the tale of two quarterbacks and all the rest of this thing. If you want to see the video to see what's going on in the Super Bowl 50, just go check on the Yahoo page. So if you want interesting on some of that, so that's all there is to know. But of course, we can say the whole thing. If you want to also try the kickoff times, the start times, the whole things for that. Yep, what a game for the Super Bowl 50. Now let's go back to my studio to wrap things up before I end this video. Well, it's been a great night for everyone and our viewers who just saw last night's Super Bowl 50. And I enjoy watching the Super Bowl's big event, and everyone is excited to win at the Super Bowl. And as for my thoughts, it's been an amazing game for the Super Bowl 50, where the Broncos will win the championship, and I was very happy that he became a Broncos fan. And we enjoyed the rest of the Sunday's event in the Super Bowl history. And that does it for my discussion video. Until then, this is the Park Kitty Kid 76, and I'll see you in my next video.